Hello, welcome to the Sunday History Rewind. I'm your host, Jim Lumley. Today we celebrate Mother's Day, and I want to show you a couple of videos about the history of this overly commercialized holiday, which actually gets its origins in Greek mythology. In the 15th century, Mother's Day was celebrated in the United Kingdom, but it wasn't until 1908 that the holiday showed up here in the United States of America in West Virginia. And then in 1914, President Woodrow Wilson signed congressional legislation making Mother's Day a national holiday. Today on the Sunday History Rewind, I want to take you back to two short videos. One is just 2.5 minutes on the history of Mother's Day, and then the second is a 5-minute video from a son to his mother, a very emotional video that I think may bring you to tears. Here on this Mother's Day on the Sunday History Rewind.
The origin of Mother's Day. In 1858, when Anne Jarvis, a young Appalachian homemaker, organized Mother's Work Days to improve the sanitation and avert deaths from disease-bearing insects and seepage of polluted water. For Anne Jarvis, also known as Mother Jarvis, community improvement by mothers was only a beginning. Throughout the Civil War, she organized women's brigades, asking her workers to do all they could without regard for which side their men had chosen. And, in 1868, she took the initiative to heal the bitter rifts between her Confederate and Union neighbors. The younger Anna Jarvis was only 12 years old in 1878 when she listened to her mother teach a Sunday school lesson on mothers in the Bible. "I hope and pray that someone, sometime, will celebrate and commemorate Mother's Day," the senior Jarvis said. "There are many days for men, but none for mothers." Following her mother's death, Anna Jarvis embarked on a remarkable campaign. She poured out a constant stream of letters to men of prominence, President William Taft and former President Theodore Roosevelt among them, and enlisted considerable help from Philadelphia merchant John Wanamaker. By May of 1907, a Mother's Day service had been arranged on the second Sunday in May at the Methodist Church in Grafton, West Virginia, where Mother Jarvis had taught. The same day, a special service was held at the Wanamaker Auditorium in Philadelphia, which could seat no more than a third of the 15,000 people who showed up. The governor of West Virginia proclaimed Mother's Day in 1912. Pennsylvania's governor in 1913 did the same. The following year saw the congressional resolution, which was promptly signed by President Woodrow Wilson.
My mom would be at all my sporting events. Let's say I was playing football, okay? My mother would be on the sidelines, and if the play on the field started going one way, my mother would run along like, "Mark, get him, get him!" I'd be like, "Oh my gosh." I'd get in the huddle with the other guys. They go, "Mark, is that your mother?" I go, "No, I never saw her before in my life." The greatest gift my mother ever gave me, she believed in me. I have overdosed on drugs on 3 occasions where I should have been dead. But I believe I was kept here for a reason. You show me your friends, I will show you your future. How do I know this? I hung out with losers, and I became the biggest loser of them all because I gave up everything I dreamt about as a little boy because of who I chose to surround myself with. My friends would drive me home at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. We'd be drunk and high, laughing in the car. We'd pull up in front of my house in New York. They go, Mark, the light's on." I go, "Oh man, my mother's up." See, my mom wouldn't go to bed until she knew her son was still alive. I'd walk in, she'd say, "Hi Mark, how was your night?" I go, "It was good, Mom, I'm just gonna go to bed." She goes, Can I talk to you for a minute?" I go, "Mom, I'm tired, I'm just gonna go to bed." She goes, "Mark, I haven't seen you all day and all night. Can I please talk to you?" I said, "Man, just leave me alone. You bug me." I'd slam my bedroom door on the one person who believed in me. I was on a worldwide tour and we were wrestling overseas in Japan. After my wrestling match, I went upstairs in my hotel room and I fell asleep. There was a knock at my door at 3 o'clock in the morning. I got out of bed and I looked through the safety window and I could see it was a Japanese promoter. So I opened the door and he said, "Mark, you need to call home. There's been an emergency." I went and got on the hotel room phone. I called back to the United States. I said, "Hey, what's going on?" They said, "Mark, I don't know how to tell you this." I said, "Just tell me what happened." I suddenly started crying. They go, Mark, I can't tell you. I said, just say it. They said, Mark, your mother died. I just threw the phone down. I ran out of my hotel room. I took the elevator to the lobby, and when the doors opened up, I just ran out into the street. I mean, there was no cars, there was no people. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. And I walked down the middle of a street in Hiroshima, Japan, and I remember looking up and just saying, Mom, I am so sorry. I flew home for her funeral, and I was so nervous to walk up to her casket, so I just stood way in the back. And I kept looking from a distance. I kept thinking to myself, Mom, please wake up. Please get up. And then I finally got the nerve to walk up to her. And as I got closer, I could see my mom for the first time. I mean, she was so beautiful. She was dressed in white. I mean, she looked like an angel. And I just stood over and I said, Mom, you are my hero. Everything I am, everything I hope to be was because of you. You loved me so much. You gave me a life. You're the only one that ever believed in me. How did I repay her? By getting drunk, by getting high, by getting stupid, by hanging out with losers? For what? All she ever wanted to do was talk to me. I wish I could talk to you now, Mom. I wish you could see what I'm doing. Why couldn't I have been a better son? We are defined by our choices. But if you surround yourself with people involved in drugs and alcohol and pills, it's a dead end. I'm not here to preach to you. I'm here to tell you I lived that life. It leads to broken hearts, broken relationships, broken dreams, and death. For what? To get high? If you have a mother or a father, when you go home, tell them how much you love them. See, my whole life was about being rich and famous. I had to be a millionaire. I had to win the race. I had to win the race at the expense of my marriage, my family, my friends. For what? To be all alone in the world? I learned what is truly important, and that is how precious this gift of life is, and our families, and how quickly it can be taken away. See, I no longer live in time. I live in moments. See, it's not what's in your pocket that matters. It's what's in your heart that truly matters. Love. Love is just a word until somebody comes along and gives it meaning. You're the meaning.
Wow, what a fantastic video here on this Mother's Day. Mothers are absolutely indispensable. I would not be here today if it wasn't for the influence and the hard work of my mother. You know, my dad taught me how to fly, but my mother taught me how to love, how to read, and how to worship God. This was the first book that my mother got me, Bryant Piccolo's Short Season, back in the 1970s. And once I read this story of this football player of the Chicago Bears who died of cancer at the young age of 26, I was hooked on reading both fiction and nonfiction. So happy Mother's Day, Mom, here from the Sunday History Rewind on POTUS America. Have a great day.